Dan arrived home at their apartment. It felt wrong. Opening the door to the living room, the usual bright colours of their possessions seemed inappropriate, disrespectful even. How could anything dare to be so bright at this time? He turned off the lights and collapsed on the grey carpet of their hallway. Sleep.
The next day was to be Phil's funeral.
Oh,
what are we reading?
dark.
Dan had no interest in going. His friendship with Phil was personal to him and not something he wanted to share with family and friends who would mean well, but insult with every word of comfort. He decided that even if he had to attend physically, he would be somewhere else in his mind. He had to. This is dark.
It's really dark. Dan remained silent and stoic throughout the service. People left to return to their lives. The relatives trading condolences, leaving Dan alone in the room with the coffin. He didn't want to look. It would be real if he saw. He wanted to run away as fast as he could from this nightmare, but he had to see. Dan strode over and gazed into the box, lifeless. Even with Phil's typically pale skin, you used to see the warm glow of life within. All that could be seen here was the sticky pale green colour of death. This is a little bit dark, guys. Why did you
pick this as our dramatic reading?
Why did you suggest this?
Dan went to turn away, to walk out of the room into a life where everything familiar was gone, when something grabbed his wrist. Don't go, it's okay. Dan turned to see the same pale skin he had burned into his memory, gripping at his shirt. He looked up to slowly see his dead friend sat bolt upright. Dan ran. Not stopping to blink, breathe, or process a single thought, he sprinted out of the back exit, all the way across the grounds of the building and to underneath a tree. He vomited. It wasn't real. He was hysterical. He tried to rationalize the thoughts in his head as his eyes shook with distress. How do your eyes shake?
I don't know. I've never had shake. I mean, should we keep reading? Should we go on?
Do a little more.
Dan, stop running. I'm not going to hurt you. He spun around to see Phil standing upright as if completely fine, with his hands forward, as if anticipating Dan's irrational behaviour. You can't. I mean, this can't be real, Dan said, grasping. No, how would Dan say it? Dan would be like, you can't. I mean, this can't be real. Dan said, grasping behind his back to try and hold onto the tree as if it was a tether to reality.
Just one more section.
I like this. I'm into this.
You know I'm real, Dan. This is real, and I think you know why. No! Dan shouted, and pushed Phil backwards in utter disbelief. Phil grabbed Dan's wrists and pinned him against the tree. Dan could feel the sharper edges prodding uncomfortably into his back, as if the tree itself was pushing him towards the nightmare. It was a vampire. The words penetrated into Dan's head and seemed to pull down on his soul, as if everything he had been trying to believe in the last 2 days was sinking like quicksand. I don't know how or if that's exactly what it is, but it explains it well enough, Phil said in a calmer tone, clearly aware of Dan's slow realization. Seems like a good place to leave it.
Wow,
nice little cliffhanger.
Get the book if you've not got it already.
Yeah, thank you, Dan and Phil, for not suing us.
You guys wanted it, so we gave you it.